Perma-Perks were an interesting feature in BO2 zombies that were exclusive to Transit, Buried, and Die Rise. All 14 of them have different unique abilities as well as unique ways of losing and obtaining the perks. Some were very terrible and did almost nothing, and others were almost game breaking. So let's go through and rank all the BO2 Perma-Perks. Number 14, Double Pistol Points. I hate this perma-perk with a passion, not just because it's bad, but also because it goes against everything I've learned as a zombies player. You acquire this perk by missing a shot with your pistol and then getting 8 kills on round 1 or 1 kill on round 2. After that you get double points with your pistol. Sounds good, right? The thing is though, you lose this perk by killing a zombie. So if you want to get the most out of this perk, you have to kill no zombies. Yes, do not kill zombies. Just getting gameplay for this perk feels so wrong and made me want to punch my computer screen in. I'd rather not boil over with rage than take the extra 300 points that this perk would give me. Number 13, Ray Gun off the Olympia. If I was ranking these perks solely based on which one gave the best effect, this would probably be in the top 3. However, I'm ranking them as a whole so the effect, how you obtain it, and how you lose the perk all play a factor. And how you obtain this perk is just horrible. You have to be ranked 2 or lower, so basically you have to be terrible at zombies or have never played zombies before. So it ends up just being impossible to get. The only way I could get gameplay for this perk was by modding BO2 on plutonium and just giving me it. Number 12, Refund Perks / Cashback. This is basically a perma-perk version of the spare change mechanic in later installments of Black Ops. If you lay down in front of a perk machine, you get a free 1000 points. The thing is though, that this perma-perk is way too hard to get. You have to lay down in front of a perk machine up to 60 times after buying it. In a perfect game of solo zombies, you'll purchase 16 Perka-Colas in one game. So you would have to play almost 4 full games of zombies just to get this perma-perk. And after, if you forget to lay down in front of one perk machine after buying it, all that hard work is gone. This perma-perk is just way too hard to get, way too easy to lose, and not worth the amount of time it takes to get. Number 11, Steel Carpenters. This is the first perma-perk that's associated with a drop. My problem with these sorts of perma-perks is that on top of being able to lose them, they're also only active when you pick up a specific drop. Steel Carpenters has this downside along with being attached to the worst drop. Acquired from killing a zombie in a barrier while a carpenter is active makes this perma-perk really easy to get, but if you want to keep this, you have to do it for every subsequent carpenter. This gets really annoying because sometimes you just forget or you're not near a barrier when you pick up a carpenter. Now if you feel like this is all worth it, then you get a perk that will make all carpenters rebuild barriers with steel barriers, which take twice as long for zombies to rip off. This is the kind of perk that if you can get it, then why not? But you're never going to go out of your way to get it because making your barriers just a bit stronger just isn't worth it. It's also completely outclassed by our next perma perk. Number 10, Steel Barriers. Really just a better version of Steel Carpenters because this perma perk isn't attached to a drop. It does the same thing where if you repair barriers, instead of them being normal wooden barriers, they'll be steel and take twice as long for zombies to rip off. You get this perma perk by repairing 50 to 100 barriers, which is a ton, and you're realistically only going to get this perk on transit because of all the barriers on the bus. You lose this perk if you fail to repair a barrier during a round. The problem is, at a certain point, keeping the zombies out just isn't really going to help you. Number 9, Half Off. Our second perk that's attached to a drop, this time being attached to double points. The perk's name is quite fitting because while double points are active, this perk makes it so that all purchases you make are half off. Perks, doors, guns, anything. The problem again comes from the perk being attached to a drop. It's rarely ever active. This perk isn't too bad to acquire because all you have to do is get 3000 points and 1 double points. The thing is though that you lose this perk no matter what after the double points runs out. So you have to reacquire this perma perk for every double points. With this perk you have to make a decision of would you rather make a ton of points with your double points or spend points while everything is half off. In the end, whichever you choose, it really just ends up being the same thing. Number 8, Extra Headshot Damage. This is the perma perk that I had the most trouble ranking. The reason being that the information on this perk seems wrong. I swear, this perk comes and goes as it pleases. Also, the effect of the perma perk is so small that half the time you don't even know you have the perk. I'm sure that people who understand this perk probably think that I put this way too low, but I have no idea how this perk actually functions, so I just put it here. Number 7, Red Instakill. The last of the perma perks that's attached to a drop. This perk makes it so that for the first 15 seconds of an instakill, any zombies that get near you will instantly die. It really isn't that helpful, it's just a little bonus. The real upside of this perma perk is that it's extremely easy to get. All you have to do is not kill zombies for 2 instakills, and it's very hard to lose. You just can't get hit during an instakill. I find that if you get this perma perk once, you almost never have to get it again. Number 6, Quick Revive. The perma perk version of Quick Revive does exactly the same thing as the Perka-Cola version. It lets you revive teammates faster. Earned by reviving teammates successfully 17 times, this perk is really simple to get and you don't have to go out of your way to get it. You just kind of end up getting the perk if your teammates are doing bad enough. However, when you do get this perma perk, you have to be mindful because you lose it by unsuccessfully reviving a teammate. So you have to choose very carefully when you want to attempt to revive a teammate. What makes this perk so good is that it's just free quick revive. It's not hard to get and it's just always useful. Number 5, extra sniper points. I think this is the most underrated perma perk. People don't understand how many points this perk actually gives you. Each sniper kill will give you 300 more points. That's 6 times more points than you would normally get. Not to mention this perk is so easy to get. You need 10 long range sniper kills. So train up 10 zombies, run a good distance away, then kill them, and that's it. I also think that this is the only perma perk you have to actively go out of your way to lose. If somehow you miss 3 sniper shots in a row, then you lose this perk. The only bad thing that I can say is that its uses are severely limited on transit because of the lack of a sniper wall buy. That being said, on Die Rise and Buried, this perk is always a win. Number 4, better mystery box weapons. This perma perk doesn't actually get rid of all the bad weapons in the mystery box. I found that it actually gets rid of all the mediocre weapons in the box, like the Type 25 and the M8A1. The guns that you're not trying to get, but if you do, you don't feel so bad because it could have been worse. That being said, 9 out of 10 box hits with this perma perk will be the best guns in the game. This perk allows you to hit the box at most 4 times, and you'll have all the guns that you'll be using for the rest of the game. It's also not too hard to get. All you have to do is accept a couple of weapons from the box and it'll give it to you. You automatically lose this perk on round 10, but at that point you should have already gotten all the guns you'll need, so it really isn't that bad. Number 3, PhD Flopper. Sadly, this perma perk is exclusive to Buried, but that doesn't make it any less powerful. It does a very similar thing to the Perca-Cola version of PhD. You can dolphin dive from a height to make an explosion, and all explosive damage is negated. This perma perk in itself allows explosive weapons to be used on Buried. It's also very easy to obtain. All you need to do is take some fall damage. Losing this perk mirrors getting this perk, as you lose this by taking too much fall damage. However, if you just dolphin dive from any height, you won't take any fall damage. So if you're smart with this perk, you won't ever lose it. This perk is a lot like the perma perk version of Quick Revive, where it's just free PhD. Why would you not get it? Number 2, Tombstone. This perk is so good, and it's funny because the perma perk version is actually better than the Perca-Cola version. Instead of going down and letting yourself bleed out to keep your inventory like the original, this version makes it so when you are revived, you only lose the last perk that you bought. Do I really need to say how good this is? This perk feels so good to use because you go down and you think that you're going to lose all your perks, but instead you come back with like Jug and Double Tap, and you're barely worse off than you were before you went down. Just having this perk makes losing it almost impossible. That's because to lose this perma perk, you have to go down 4 times without perks. So if you start out with 4 perks in a co-op game, you would have to go down 8 times just to lose this perk. It can be a hassle to get because you have to get 4 perks before round 5, but as I said before, once you get this perk once, you'll almost certainly never need to get it again. Number 1, Juggernog. This perma perk is just Jug except it's free, and it can be stacked with normal Jug, giving you 3 times the normal amount of health. That's 6 hits to down. Obtaining this perk can be difficult because you have to lose 3 games of zombies to get it, but this isn't so bad. You can get it in under 2 minutes by just starting a game and then immediately downing yourself. Do this 3 times and you have the perk. There is also a huge misconception about losing this perk. Most people believe that it's lost on round 15. I mean, even the wiki page says this. The thing is though, that this isn't true. If you go to any non-Jug high round attempts, you'll see that every player takes 4 hits to down. This is because they have this perma perk even though they are on round 100 plus. So in all, this perk is easy to get, hard to lose, and gives the best effect. That was my ranking of the BO2 perma perks. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and if you liked this video, check out this one where I rank the DE bows. Please also consider subscribing if you like this sort of content. That's it. Have a great rest of your day.